This week is Fire Prevention Week in the City of Kawartha Lakes. It runs every year, or it runs this year from October 7th to the 13th. And we are at the Kawartha Lakes Fire Department, and we are going to talk to Kevin Meyerink and get a little bit more information on Fire Prevention Week and what it's all about. Okay, Kevin, so tell me more about Fire Prevention Week and why do we actually have it?
So Fire Prevention Week runs the second week in October every year, and it's a week where we focus on fire safety due to loss in the past and trying to mitigate that and trying to make residents safe.
And what are some of the big main causes of fires here in the City of Kawartha Lakes?
A couple of the big causes we see are kitchen fires, generally from unattended cooking, as well as careless discard of smoking materials. So oftentimes people will put them into a flower planter outside, and the materials in that planter catch fire, and then they travel up the outside of the house.
And we were talking about that a bit earlier, and that is because the soil composition has kind of changed, right? So if people think they're just putting it in dirt, they're not. It's a little bit, the composition of soil is a bit different.
A lot of soils now that you buy contain a lot of composting materials, which themselves are flammable because they haven't totally broken down.
Right. Okay, so what is the best thing people can do to keep themselves and their family safe?
Well, this year's Fire Prevention Week is look, listen, learn. Be aware fire can happen anywhere. So what we're encouraging people to do is to look for hazards in their home. So that can be anything from extension cords to improper use of candles, looking at maintenance of heating equipment, and it can extend to the workplace for similar things. Beyond that, we look at listening for the sound of smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms or fire alarms in the workplace, because those give us early warning to let us know that there's something wrong and give people the opportunity to leave the building safely. And our last step is
the smoke alarm?
Learn. So learning two ways out of every house, it's learning two ways out of every building that you enter, whether it be your house or your workplace, so you have a safe way out in the case of a fire.
That's a really great idea. And how do we maintain our smoke alarms and make sure that they're always in good working order? Because I know someone like myself, every night when I burn dinner, I like to take out the battery and then I forget to put it back in.
So one of the big things that can help with that is there are smoke alarms out there now that have a hush button. So when you do burn dinner, you can push that button on it, and that will silence the alarm for 10 minutes so that you don't take the battery out. In terms of maintenance, we look at changing batteries at least once a year. We generally recommend twice a year around time changes to make sure it's in working order if it does have a battery. Some houses, when they were built, didn't require it, so you have to maintain the same level of service as what the house was built with.
Okay. And what about these new, because I just bought a new one actually, and it's got a 10-year lithium-ion battery. Are those really trustworthy? Are they going to last for 10 years?
I can't say whether they're going to last for 10 years or not, but at the price point they're offered at, it's not a bad price when you look at having to replace batteries once a year. I think you work out better in the long run, and it's less maintenance on it.
Okay, and you have some activities coming up over the next week. Can you give us an idea of what some of them are?
So we'll be out in some of the grocery stores and hardware stores around. It's posted on Twitter at KL Fire Rescue, our schedule. As well, we'll be attending McDonald's in Lindsay on the 12th of October, which is a Friday, from 10 till noon for an event called Coffee with a Firefighter. So attendees will be able to chat with a firefighter and be able to get a free small coffee.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.